My name is Daniel. I'm a rising junior at SAR High School, and this is the first milestone of my main project, the RC Tank. The tank is made up of a chassis, a gearbox, an Arduino Uno microcontroller board, an L298N motor driver, and a 2000 milliamp hour 6-volt nickel metal hydride battery. So before I started assembling the tank, I decided to learn how to use the motor driver to control the motors and program the Arduino in order to do this. After I did that, I started assembling the tank. I built the gearbox, and then I built the chassis, and I mounted the gearbox onto the chassis and attached the wheels and treads. I then mounted the Arduino onto the chassis and then screwed the motor driver on top of the Arduino. I connected all the wires for the motor driver, the motors, and the Arduino, and I wrote a simple code that tells the tank to drive forward for a short amount of time and then stop and then drive forward again. And then I plugged everything in to make sure it was working, and at first it didn't really work and I wasn't sure why. I thought there was an issue with the wiring or with the code, and I kept messing around with those and I changed lots of things. And then I finally realized that the problems with the power and that the motors weren't getting enough power. So I changed the wiring so that the battery was wired directly into the motor driver so that the motors would be getting the maximum amount of power. And then I wired the power from the motor driver to the Arduino so the Arduino would have power. And yeah, so if I just connect the battery, it drives forward and then it stops. Drives forward and then it stops, and it will keep doing that. So my next step is to figure out how to wire a PS2 wireless controller to the Arduino and program it so that the controller will control the tank.